Energy and excitement as the PLP unveils a new lineup. Tonight on Our News.
The PLP headquarters completely transformed Thursday night as crowds of enthusiastic supporters gathered as the party ratified 14 candidates. I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll bring you the details in Our News tonight.
And don't be used as political pawns. A sharp message from the Prime Minister to union leaders. We'll tell you how union leaders are responding straight ahead. Plus, marching into service. 120 new Defense Force Marines graduated after 20 weeks of intense training. We've got the highlights. Then in Our News at 7:30, tributes continue to pour in for the late Archbishop Drexel Gomez. We hear from those at the parish that shaped his journey. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. With a general election on the horizon, the Progressive Liberal Party locking in its slate of candidates. 14 were ratified Thursday night, including 3 women and 2 newcomers to the political scene. The event drew hundreds of supporters, all rallying behind the party's push for another term in office. Berthany McDermott was there as the PLP made its case to voters.
I want to say to the fellow who says he's running against me, cut out is coming.
Party chairman and Foxville MP Fred Mitchell was only one of 14 candidates ratified for the Progressive Liberal Party last night as the political landscape heats up ahead of the upcoming general election. While 12 of the candidates are all standard bearers and familiar faces, 2 candidates are new to the political scene. The PLP ratified entrepreneur and Idle Luck CEO Sebas Bastian for Fort Charlotte. Supported by outgoing MP Alfred Sears, Bastian says while he's moving into politics, he'll step aside from operating one of the country's largest gaming operations to pursue politics.
I am a problem solver. I have built things that needed to be built. So it's time to put this vision and this ingenuity to work for something bigger.
The PLP also ratified Darren Pickstock for Golden Isles, the seat now vacant after the sudden passing of former MP Von Miller. Pickstock, who is an attorney by profession, has been serving in the Senate since the PLP's 2021 election win. In recent times, he's also been vocal about concerns surrounding mental health and suicide prevention. He had this to say to party supporters.
This campaign is about you. It is about safer streets in Golden Isles.
3 women were also among the 11 men ratified: Golden Gates MP Pia Glover Roll, Elizabeth MP JoBeth Colby Davis, and Seabreeze MP Leslie Miller Bryce.
So Golden Gates, if you want continued progress, more opportunities, community growth, then it's Pia for progress.
Don't stop the progress! Break the cycle! Choose progress and stand for stability!
We've built programs, open doors, and built real change for the people of Seabreeze.
And the ratifications didn't end there. Keith Bell will again represent Carmichael, Mario Bowleg in Garden Hills, Jomo Campbell in Centerville, and Leon Lundy for Mangrove Key in Central and South Andros.
In 2026, when the election is over, Carmichael will remain PLP. Your faith in me is humbling, and I will seek every day to prove worthy of it.
We've had our shoulders to the wheel from day one, working for and on behalf of the people.
Over the past few years, we have seen Andrews on the move.
The party also ratifying Miles LaRota for Pinewood, Bacchus Roll in South Beach, and Jamal Strawn in Nassau Village. Now, according to the Prime Minister, this is just the beginning. Foreshadowing more names will be added to this list of 14 soon. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
And the Prime Minister sending a strong message to union leaders, urging them not to be used as political pawns. He accused opposition leader Michael Pintard of having plans to downsize the public service, a claim he reiterated during the party's ratification event Thursday night. The warning comes as his government remains locked in a standoff with Bahamas National Alliance of Trade Union Congress, led by Belinda Wilson of the Teachers Union and Kimsley Ferguson of the Public Service Union, over the long-awaited salary review for public servants. Davis told supporters under the last administration, teachers, nurses, and other public workers were left behind. But under his government, that has changed.
Be careful who you let stand beside you. Don't let parties use you as pawns. Not everyone matching with you means you well. Remember the record. In their first year, the FDM fired more than 2,000 civil servants.
With Free National Movement publicly backing the unions, Davis warning if Pintard wins the next general election, public service jobs could be on the line.
Michael Pintard says he believes in a small government. Listen now. He says that he believes in a small government and that the public service needs to be right-sized. DLBs, you all know what that means? What that means? First chance they get, they'll be sending people home again.
All right, a final farewell today for former Health and Sports Minister Dr. Norman Gay, remembered as a leader who gave more than he took. The Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church filled this morning with family, friends, and colleagues celebrating his life and legacy. Dr. Gay, who passed away last month, first entered politics in 1973 as Member of Parliament for Baintown after Sir Milo Butler became Governor General. He went on to serve as Minister of Health from 1984 to 1990 and Minister of Sports from 1990 to 1992. In his tribute, Prime Minister Philip Davis praised his lifelong commitment to service, saying his life proved that true greatness is found in quiet acts of dedication and uplifting others. A proud and patriotic scene at Coral Harbor Friday as 120 new recruits officially joined the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. After 20 weeks of grueling training, including 31 women, the new Marines stood tall before family, friends, and officials, all dressed in their crisp white and green uniforms. They showcased their discipline and skills through drill displays, parade marches, and tactical demonstrations, earning rousing applause from the crowd. Among them, 33 graduates from National Youth Guard program who took their next step into national service. Prime Minister Davis, he praised their commitment and sacrifice.
Minister Wayne Monroe adeptly incorporated the Guard into the Ministry of National Security so that deployment can be coordinated with our security forces as needed. For those former Youth Guard cadets who stand here now, you answered our call not once, but twice. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing that service can change individual lives, even as it changes and strengthens our nation.
Since 2021, the Davis administration has added more than 700 officers and Marines, bringing the Defense Force to about 1,900 strong. Commodore Floyd Moxey called the new graduates critical to restoring the fleet and expanding small boat stations across the islands to combat smuggling and other threats. Still, he says the force needs up to 5,000 more personnel to fully meet its national security mandate.
And may I talk about what we are going to do is have small boat station. They are going to be located with our new maritime surveillance system, radar system. And we have those work going on now in Marsh Harbour, Abaco. We have work going on in Bimini, and we intend to have one of those stationed in Grand Bahamas so that we can put a dent in human smuggling. And these new recruits today, this is what's going to help us in the future.
A convicted killer has to wait to find out whether his guilty verdict will stand. The Court of Appeal has reserved its decision in the case of Mark McKenzie, otherwise known as Juvie, who's serving a 40-year sentence for the February 12, 2017 murder of Leslie Green. Green was shot dead at Derby Road in Yellow Elder Gardens. Now, McKenzie was convicted of murder on June 10, 2022, following a trial before Justice Deborah Fraser. And the Court of Appeal has upheld the 35-year sentence for Marcelo McKenzie for the 2020 murder of Godfrey Sawyer, ruling the evidence against him was strong enough to stand. Judges pointed to cell phone data, video footage, and ballistic tests linking McKenzie to the crime. Despite his lawyer's claim, there was no direct proof he pulled the trigger. Prosecutors said Sawyer was shot on his porch after an argument with two men. McKenzie was later caught in a van with his godbrother Jamal Armbrister, and a .45 pistol found among his plumbing tools confirmed as the murder weapon. McKenzie denied the charges, saying he was just giving Armbrister a ride. His co-accused was killed in a police-involved shooting in 2022. McKenzie, he's represented by attorney Rajad Humes. And a warning to our viewers, because this next story, it contains some details that may be disturbing. A man accused of taking part in the gang rape of a teenage girl 7 years ago has been found not guilty. A jury of 8 women and 1 man deliberated for just an hour before quitting Cleveland McPhee, also known as CJ, by a vote of 7-2. Prosecutors allege McPhee and another man raped a 14-year-old girl back in June 2018 after she left home around 10 p.m. to go to a store without her mother's permission. The now 21-year-old said she sought shelter from the rain near an unfinished building at Market Street and Wolf Road, where she says 5 men dragged her inside the storeroom of the building and assaulted her. She said she bit one of the attackers during the struggle, and he bit her on the shoulder. The woman testified that CJ and a fat man raped her, while a third male fondled her breasts and genitals, and 2 others laughed at her. McPhee chose not to testify, but his attorney Nathan Smith called a forensic biologist who told the court DNA from a condom found at the scene did not match McPhee. The verdict was delivered before Justice Janine Weish Gomez. All right, the long-awaited redevelopment of Grand Bahama International Airport finally moving forward with financial backing from the Saudi Fund for Development. Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper made the announcement at a Eleuthera Business Outlook, saying the deal puts Grand Bahama one step closer to a new, modern airport. Government purchased the airport in 2021 for just $1 plus staff costs, but redevelopment plans have been stalled for years.
As I foreshadowed a few weeks ago, I can confirm that this week, the Saudi Fund for Development has agreed to reallocate funding originally sourced for Georgetown, Exuma, and North Eleuthera that are now underway. They've agreed to reallocate for the construction of the Grand Bahama International Airport. That's significant progress. And as my colleague mentioned, we are expanding opportunities all across the islands of the Bahamas.
All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Happy Friday, Greg.
Yeah, happy Friday to you too, of course. We had an earlier funeral that you mentioned, a story earlier. Dr. Norman Gay. Family have descended from the San Salvador, so my condolence to his family and, of course, all the other family members.
Yes, from all of us here on RTV.
Yeah,
yes.
So. But yeah, nice conditions on the outside. Do get outside and enjoy. We have a slightly dry air mass. We may get a sprinkle or 2, but temperatures are very comfortable. 79 degrees, few clouds, breezy outside. Your winds out with the northeast at 14 miles per hour, but your feels like temperature is a very comfortable 84 degrees. Temperatures right now around the family of islands, we are looking at 70s. You hear me? 70s across the entire chain, exception of 1 or 2 spots. 76 in Freeport right now, as well as in Marsh Harbour, Abaco. Then we pick up a string of 79s. Alistown, Bimini, Nichols, San Andreas, Great Harbour, Key-the-Berry Islands, Governor's Harbour, Eleuthera here in the capital. Central Bahamas, that's where we pick up the 80s. 80 in Kemps Bay, 81 in Black Point, Exuma, Georgetown, 80 again in Deadman's Key, Long Island, Port Nelson, Rum Key. Arthur's Sound, Cat Island, Coben Townsend, Salvador, 79 there and into the southeast Bahamas, 79 in Abraham Bay, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Duncantown, Ragged Island, 80, Delectable Bay, 80 there, and that's 81 in Duncantown. Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, 84, Matthewtown, Inago, deep south. Your temperature right now is at 81. Sideline radar composite. Frontal boundary still to the south of us, cross Hispaniola, but you notice we have a thin ribbon of clouds moving into the central Bahamas. That's front number 2, which is actually going to catch up with the other front. But behind that, a dry air mass, and we're starting to see that northeast to easterly wind flow. That's going to bring some moisture off the Atlantic. So we could see 1 or 2 sprinkles as the weekend approaches and goes through, but we do expect another front sometime by next week. That's the first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, playoff basketball in Mexico, flag football here in Nassau, UB soccer in Florida, and your 10 YS plays of the week from everywhere else.
More than 20 years in the making and still growing. Everywhere you turn, our news is there. From Charybdis to Karakum and Chogam, the commendation of a queen, the coronation of a king, the controversies, our culture, in times of conscience and collective grief, connecting the stories of a country coming into its own, from then to now and still to come. Our news is everywhere, always there when it counts. What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say they...
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution.
Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court Apartment Complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Kendino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. National basketball team standout Tavario Miller turned it up for the playoffs, but saw his team's postseason run come to an end in Mexico. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the league. It's in Spanish. John will do that when he gets back. Miller and the Mineros de Zacatecas, told y'all John should have said it, saw their LNBP season come to an end in the zone semifinals in a 4-game series. In Game 1, he came off the bench to finish with 8 points and 6 boards in 20 minutes, and his team suffered a 1-point loss. He earned a spot in the starting lineup in Game 2 and responded with 18 points, 5 boards, and 2 block shots. Game 3 was his best performance of the series, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and an 88-85 win, and he concluded the 4-game stretch with 14 points and 9 boards in Game 4. The Bahamas Flag Football League hosted its 4th Heroes Tournament, and teams from Grand Bahama were dominant. The Three Links Bad Boys won the men's 9v9 division, the Three Links Hawks won the 5-on-5 co-ed division, while the Hawks won the women's 8v8 division. This is the second time this season the Three Links men came to the capital to win an event following the Sand Wars tournament in August. The University of the Bahamas Mangoes men's soccer team controlled most of the match but couldn't capitalize as they continued their tour on the road. The Mangoes fell 2-1 to Millennia Atlantic University at the Doral Meadow football fields in Miami, Florida. Team captain and midfielder Ronaldo Green scored the lone goal for the Mangoes with a shot in the 43rd minute to level the score 1-1. And your 10 YS Plays of the Week from everywhere else. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as economic uncertainty sends gold to record highs, up nearly 60% this year. But first, a deadly U.S. strike escalates tensions near Venezuela. And dozens of journalists turn in their badges, walking out of the Pentagon rather than agree to strict new rules limiting what they can report. The story when our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, Zai, let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
it's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel. So now, most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to miss out. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. At least 2 survivors from a deadly U.S. military strike in the Caribbean Sea are now in custody after being rescued by helicopter. The attack targeted a semi-submersible vessel suspected of smuggling drugs, one of 6 strikes ordered by U.S. President Donald Trump in recent weeks. The move comes as Trump intensifies pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, even deploying B-52 bombers near the country's coast. Caracas has called the strikes aggression and harassment and has responded with military maneuvers along its borders. Meanwhile, thousands gathered in Havana Friday in a state-organized rally showing support for Venezuela and condemning what they called a U.S. flagrant violation. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel and Prime Minister Manuel Marrero led the event amid growing tensions between Washington and Caracas. It comes after President Trump confirmed he authorized covert CIA operations in Venezuela. It's a move aimed at pressuring President Maduro to step down. Dozens of reporters walked out of the Pentagon Wednesday, turning in their badges rather than sign new rules limiting what they can report. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, a former Fox News host, now requires journalists to get his approval before publishing information. The White House backed the move, with President Trump calling the press very disruptive. News outlets across the spectrum rejected the policy, saying they'll keep covering the military even from outside the building. And as global economic uncertainty deepens, gold prices are shattering records, surging past $4,300 an ounce for the first time. Investors are rushing to the precious metal as a safe haven amid a U.S. government shutdown, trade wars, and weakening markets. Gold is up nearly 60% since the start of the year, while silver has jumped about 70%. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 17. Then in our news at 7:30, the Prime Minister ends speculation, confirming a by-election will be held in Golden Isles. Darren Pickstock tapped as the PLP's candidate. And 3 Bahamian officers remain on the ground in Haiti as government considers sending reinforcements. When our news returns.
What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say they...
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution.
Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court Apartment Complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Kendino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1872, the stream of Missouri caught fire about 25 miles off Abaco while en route to Havana via Nassau. 12 survivors were rescued and brought to Nassau by schooner. Then in 1974, Olympic gold medalist Sabathita Fines was born in Fire Road Village, Abaco, a member of the Bahamas' legendary Golden Girls relay team. And in 1999, Ralph Francis Alnwick Gray, the last governor of the colony, died after presiding over majority rule in 1967. All right, to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was October 17th, and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Up now, Megan Shepard. She's got the latest headlines. Happy Friday, Megan. Happy Pink Friday.
Happy Pink Friday. Rocking
Yeah.
pink for breast cancer awareness, of course.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Well, don't forget to stay locked into our news every week from now until December for your shot at driving away in a brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. It's the ultimate giveaway, brought to you by Our News Alive and Auto Mall. And you'll even have more chances to win with fun trivia and giveaways on our digital platforms. We've got some extra prizes courtesy of Auto Mall and Alive. To learn more, head on over to ournews.bs to learn how you can win. Good luck. Here are your latest headlines.
Countdown to the polls. First tonight, Prime Minister Davis officially confirming that there will be a by-election to fill the now vacant Golden Isle seat. Plus, an economist and former cabinet minister weighing in on the Davis administration's salary review. He's breaking down why it may be causing a stir. And 3 Bahamian officers remain stationed in Haiti. But could we see government sending more troops to that struggling nation? The National Security Minister weighs in. And later, celebrating 70 years in grand style, the Grand Bahama Port Authority marking the milestone with a special rush out. We've got the details for these stories and so much more when our news returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road in Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a Dave single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Welcome to our news and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. Prime Minister Philip Davis putting an end to the speculation, announcing there will be a by-election in Golden Isles following the sudden passing of Golden Isles MP Vaughan Miller last month. Davis made the announcement as the Progressive Liberal Party ratified 14 candidates. One of them includes Darren Pickstock for this vacant seat. House Speaker Patricia Defoe confirmed she officially notified the Governor General of Miller's passing earlier this week. We now await a writ from the Governor General, which will officially signal another by-election season, the second under this Davis administration. Once the writ is issued, the government has no less than 21 days and no more than 30 days to hold a by-election.
Tonight, I'm announcing it officially. Golden Isles! A by-election is coming! Family, are we ready? PLBs, are we ready? PLBs, we ready?
Pickstock telling us minutes after the Prime Minister made the announcement he is ready for the challenge. It comes amid reports from residents that the former MP was not as present as they would have liked.
We are ready to go. The whole entire team will be on the ground. You've heard from the Prime Minister. Every MP, every member of Parliament will be on the ground in Golden Isles, and we will win.
Economist and former Cabinet Minister Shivargo Lang weighing in on the Davis administration's salary review that's caused quite the stir these past few weeks. In a televised address, the Prime Minister announced that the long-awaited National Salary Review, which he says is the most comprehensive examination of public service pay in decades, has been completed. The full listing of the salary review exercise of public service posts impacted in Phase 2 was released on the OPM's website Wednesday evening. The Prime Minister also explained he canceled Tuesday's scheduled meeting with the union representatives after one group publicly threatened a national strike while negotiations were still underway. This prompting protests outside of the office of the Prime Minister yesterday and on Wednesday morning. Lang had this to say on the sidelines of CFAL's Pension and Economic Conference on Thursday.
This is the nature and dynamism of democracy. The government seeks to do something. The public may not necessarily agree in what it's doing or how it's doing it, and sometimes there's a clash that takes place in that regard. And so, this is how it plays out.
The Davis administration announced civil servants who were not included in previous adjustments are set to receive a pay increase in the December pay period, retroactive to September 1st. Back in June, Davis said public servants would receive a pay increase in June and the second in September, but that didn't happen. They were informed the payment would come in December. Lang, a former state minister of finance, is no stranger to financial matters. He says things like this could get complicated.
You have to look at a lot of details, and you have to really assess what fairness is and that kind of thing. And so sometimes that means judgments, discretion. And sometimes people agree with your discretion and sometimes they don't. And so it's not a simple process, but I think the government has found some difficulty in that, it's very difficult to give some people money at one time and other people money at another time. It's difficult to give some people money back to 2024 and other people money back to 2025 September.
While work is progressing steadily on the $30 million airport in Bimini, expected to be completed next year. Our news is on the ground in South Bimini today, where Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, carried out a site inspection. This new terminal is expected to accommodate the expanded airlift coming to the island soon, especially from our neighbors to the north. Cooper says while the island is known as the gateway to the Bahamas, it is more than that.
As you can see behind us, the foundation is progressing well, and the building has gone vertical. Based on this building system that's being used, we expect it to move more rapidly than a typical traditional system. And I am reliably informed that early to mid 2026, this terminal will be completed. This will be great for the island of Bimini. It will give the people of Bimini the airport that they deserve.
The runway and the lighting is about 95% complete, according to Cooper. The terminal will also cover 30,000 square feet of space. The project is being carried out by Pinnacle Investment Construction Company Limited. Project manager Axel Taganda explaining the scope of works.
The first one is civil works, the airside improvement we have to do to bring it into compliance with CAB and BANZA and all the various regulators, including also the expansion of the apron to have the capacity to accommodate more aircrafts. The second part, obviously, is what you see behind me, is a brand new terminal, 3 times the size of the existing, to be able to accommodate more than 200 plus passengers a day.
Meantime, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper standing his ground, saying government will not be bullied by nor bend to the will of any investor. Cooper was addressing the controversy surrounding the Turtlegrass development and Rosewood project on Samson Key, Exuma. His comments came as he was speaking at the Exuma Business Outlook in Georgetown, Exuma, on Thursday. The Deputy Prime Minister told attendees it's not about the money, but improving the quality of life for residents.
We believe the project can coexist with the Rosewood Resort. This is a project that I support, I've always supported, and I want to see it flourish. However, the government of the Bahamas will not be bullied by any investor. We will not be bent. The will of the people will prevail. Any investor, no matter how big or small the investment is, must comply with the guidelines and the standards of the government of the Bahamas. The people of Exuma will not sell their birthright for a bowl of porridge.
3 Bahamian officers remain stationed in Haiti, continuing efforts to help restore peace and stability in the crisis-torn nation. But government is considering sending in more reinforcements, according to the National Security Minister. Haiti has endured years of political turmoil, rampant gang violence, and economic collapse since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021. Armed gangs now control large parts of Port-au-Prince, displacing thousands of residents and triggering an urgent call for international assistance. The National Security Minister, Wayne Monroe, says it is in the Bahamas' national interest to support Haiti's stabilization efforts, warning that ongoing instability could lead to mass migration toward Bahamian shores.
We are one of the partner nations in the gang suppression force. We were along with the resolution. We're named in it, and we're committed to helping the people of Haiti return to peace and tranquility. It is in our national interest that Haiti does not become a failed state with millions of people seeking to leave and flow our way. So we have that commitment. We still have the 3 officers there. We are participating in the reformulation of what the gang suppression force will look like. We anticipate potentially replacing those 3 officers with 6 officers when their tour of duty comes to an end.
Well, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey says the organization has taken decisive steps to strengthen its Rangers program following allegations of abuse at a summer camp in Eleuthera earlier this year. The move comes after a Marine was charged in August with multiple counts of cruelty to children and indecent assault in connection with the alleged abuse of 7 male cadets between the ages of 11 and 19. Moxie says a board was commissioned to review operations and to recommend improvements. Those findings have since been submitted to the Ministry of National Security, with new youth leadership training now mandatory for all officers working with the program.
They have submitted to me the findings of that inquiry. I have submitted it to the Ministry of National Security. And also I've also taken some plans to do some things. We went ahead and we ensured that the persons that are involved in the Rangers program, we send them to the Ministry of Youth, and they did their youth leadership training. And the program is well underway. It got started in December, and it's a program that is beneficial to the Defense Forces, it is beneficial to the country, and it will continue to grow.
All right, well, we've still got lots more news to share with you tonight, but first, meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us for your first look at temperatures. Greg, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What a difference a week makes.
Absolutely.
Last week, lots of rain. This weekend, much improved conditions.
Perfect.
Beautiful conditions expected this weekend as well. 79 degrees. It is comfortable on the outside, so good night to get out there. Few clouds. It is on the breezy side. The winds out of the northeast at 14 miles per hour. Your feels like temperature is at 84. Satellite radar composite. This is the setup. We have that frontal boundary that passed through the chain of islands over the last several days. It's now down near Hispaniola. You notice the white clouds down there. But we also have a very weak boundary that's catching up with that frontal boundary down to the south. That's the second front that's pushing through. That is going to help to reinforce the nice conditions we're expecting out there. But that northeast wind will be bringing in some Atlantic moisture across the area. So we could see 1 or 2 sprinkles, but the temperatures are going to be very comfortable for the next couple of days. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast and the tropics still to come.
When we come back from the break, condolences continue to pour in for a giant of a man that has helped to save countless souls for the Lord. Those impactful stories coming up when Our News returns.
Tired of weak, over-the-counter bug sprays? Step up your pest control game with professional-grade products from the Struckham Shop. From powerful insecticides to trusted gel baits and termiticides, we supply the same products used by Struckham Commercial Pest Services, now available for DIY homeowners and small pest control pros. Whether you're protecting your home or building your business, get the edge with the Struckham Shop.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
A man accused of trying to kill 6 police officers has been acquitted. Justice Renee McKay ordered jurors to acquit Keno McKenzie, ruling there was insufficient evidence to support the charges. The case stemmed from a September 2023 shooting on Miami Street. While responding to reports of gunshots, officers were forced to take cover behind a truck when a gunman, alleged to be McKinsey, opened fire on them. McKinsey was represented by public defender Brendley Ray. Terry Archer was the prosecutor. A 29-year-old man accused of molesting his former girlfriend's daughter has been found not guilty. A jury of 5 women and 3 men reached the verdict unanimously after an hour of deliberation. Prosecutors allege the man molested the girl when she was 12 and 13 years old and paid her between $20 and $100 in cash to keep quiet, depending on what sexual acts were performed. The man denied the claims, suggesting the girl made up the story after getting in trouble for skipping school with a boy. The case was heard before Justice Gulamina Archer Mins, and the defendant was represented by Casey Bethel. Popular content creator Elias Fritz, known on TikTok as Jado World, is awaiting a bail ruling after being charged in a shootout with police and the shooting of a taxi driver. The 19-year-old, who gained popularity on TikTok while working at the Tiki Hut and later modeled for Bahari, has been in custody since August. Police say he led officers on a high-speed chase in a white Nissan Cube that ended in a crash on Eastern Road. During the pursuit, a taxi driver was shot as suspects allegedly tried to steal his vehicle. Fritz and 2 others, ages 17 and 19, face charges including attempted murder and armed robbery. A decision on his bail is expected later this month. More reflections tonight on the life and ministry of Archbishop Drexel Gomez, who passed away on Tuesday after a long illness with stomach cancer. While he served in the dioceses of Barbados and even held the highest office of a bishop in the West Indies province, he always held a special place in his heart for his childhood church. Jerome Sawyer spoke with a few lifelong members of that parish.
When he was baptized in the Berry Islands, the priest said to his parents, this baby is going to be a priest.
Whether it was ordained from birth or influenced by his father as the church's catechist, Drexel Gomez dedicated his life to his church, from priest to bishop to archbishop and even into retirement, from a boy to young priest and full circle as a retired clergy. St. Agnes remained at the center of his faith.
Despite all of his many credentials, his high credentials and going all over the world, he never forgot where he came from and his St. Agnes roots. He loved this place.
Due in no small part to the fact that this is where he was first instructed in the ways and teachings of the gospel and Anglican faith. His church family not only benefited from his expertise as a biblical scholar, but his compassion and love for people.
His faithfulness can never be compared. Even pre-COVID, if he was required for some reason and an emergency, he would appear. He took every opportunity to expound on biblical teachings. I'm not sure what computer was operating up there, but he had a memory like no one else that I can recall.
Yet, as astute as he was on biblical teachings, he never shied away from an opportunity to be the moral conscience when needed.
If he saw something going astray, he had the courage to speak out. And he had the courage to say, hey, guys, something is wrong. We got to fix this.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jerome Sawyer.
Coming up in sports, Tavario Miller puts up some big numbers in playoff basketball in Mexico, winners from the BFFL Heroes Tournament, and maybe the most diverse top players we've ever had.
Cancer treatment.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, Zai, let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
And I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel. So now, most important update.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. National basketball team standout Tavario Miller turned it up for the playoffs, but saw his team's postseason run come to an end in Mexico. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the league. It's in Spanish. John will do that when he gets back. Miller and the Mineros de Zacatecas, told y'all John should have said it, saw their LNBP season come to an end in the zone semifinals in a 4-game series. In Game 1, he came off the bench to finish with 8 points and 6 boards in 20 minutes, and his team suffered a 1-point loss. He earned a spot in the starting lineup in Game 2 and responded with 18 points, 5 boards, and 2 block shots. Game 3 was his best performance of the series, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and an 88-85 win, and he concluded the 4-game stretch with 14 points and 9 boards in Game 4. Over the course of the season, Miller averaged 10.2 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 2 blocks while shooting 53% from the field and 85% from the free throw line. The Bahamas Flag Football League hosted its 4th Heroes Tournament, and teams from Grand Bahama were dominant. The Three Links Bad Boys won the men's 9v9 division, the Three Links Hawks won the 5-on-5 co-ed division, while the Hawks won the women's 8v8 division. This is the second time this season the Three Links men came to the capital to win an event following the San Wars tournament in August. The University of the Bahamas Mangoes men's soccer team controlled most of the match but couldn't capitalize as they continued their tour on the road. The Mangoes fell 2-1 to Millennia Atlantic University at the Doral Meadow football fields in Miami, Florida. Team captain and midfielder Ronaldo Green scored the lone goal for the Mangoes with a shot in the 43rd minute to level the score 1-1. Head coach Alex Thompson said the team had about 14 legitimate chances but were unable to capitalize. The Mangoes will look to bounce back when they face Albizu University tomorrow at Ives Estate Park. What a week, am I right? Huge week for marching, huge week for making poster board signs, and also a huge week for top plays. At 5, we get started with equestrian history for Katarina Coelho winning gold at the first FEI World Jumping Challenge event in the Bahamas. My favorite part, the horse's name, White Rock Dougie. Over to Turkey for EuroLeague play at 4, our first prick and roll of the countdown. Kai Jones can do this no matter what language his teammates speak. At 3, SEC Media Day, Coach Yo looking like she walked fresh off the set of Sinners. This is how you start a run to the Final Four. At 2, over to the association and back to pick and rolls, the 2018 draft connection we'll be seeing all year and then some. Doncic to Ayton, looking like Flacco to Chase. Sorry, Steeler fans. And coming in at number 1, remember that time Kobe had knee issues and went to Germany and everything was suddenly better? 1 year removed from a torn ACL, John is back on the court in Chile. Some are suggesting PEDs. I am not, but he's going to be the Kobe of people that play tennis on the weekend, sometimes. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and before we head into the weekend, I just want football fans to brace themselves for whatever is about to happen. Between the Dolphins, Cowboys, Ravens, and Steelers, families are being torn apart. Y'all be safe though. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Grand Bahama Port Authority celebrating a milestone in grand style. But first, Greg is back in the Weather Center with a look at your weekend temperatures and extended forecast. Stick with us.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, from the teams you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, Zai, let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss the touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and a live fiber on channel 747 and 748.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going
Well,
on.
I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you This is our news. Welcome back. The tropics are still a little active out there. We have two areas that we're going to continue to monitor over the next couple of days. One out there in the far central Atlantic. That's going to be tracking towards the west. The National Hurricane Center giving that about a medium chance for formation, so we will continue to watch this one. But it will stay south of us, barring any chances that it may turn towards the north and head our way. Also up there in the open Atlantic, well to the north of Bermuda, another area that the National Hurricane Center giving that one a very low chance for formation. But the tropics still having a bit of activity out there as we are closing out the Atlantic hurricane season, should end by the end of November. Taking a look closer to our area, frontal boundary extending out of the Atlantic, deep low system just off the coast of the United States. That's where that front is attached to. That front brought us some showers and some thunderstorms over the course of the last couple of days, but much improved conditions. We have a very weak frontal boundary dropping across our area and not really seeing much of it. It's very dry, but that northeasterly wind will be bringing some Atlantic moisture across areas, so we can see one or two sprinkles as we speak. Taking a look at the tropics, that broad area of disturbed weather that we are talking about moving into the Caribbean, that is still disorganized, but it will continue to track towards the west into the Caribbean. All's quiet there. That frontal boundary is still hanging out across Cayman Islands, Jamaica, and into the far northwestern Caribbean. Gulf of Mexico, also quiet. Taking a look at a boating forecast for tonight through tomorrow. Exercise caution in the northwest and central Bahamas, but we're asking you boaters to avoid entering the Atlantic. We have some moderate to large swells still out there. Northeasterly winds at 15 knots, 3 to 5 foot seas, but those seas will be building up to 7 feet along Atlantic exposures. Low tide is at 12:17 in the morning. High tide takes place at 6:25 tomorrow morning as well. Southeast Bahamas, exercise caution as well. Stay out of the Atlantic. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas, but up to 7 feet in northeasterly swells in the Atlantic exposures. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, just lovely weather expected. That northeasterly wind will become more easterly over the next couple of days, and that should bring us some warmer temperatures, but these temperatures will stay rather comfortable into the mid-80s over the next several days. Nighttime temperatures be in the low 70s, so keep those air conditioners off. Before I go, I got this little ribbon here. This is to honor a giant of a man, Dr. Norman Gay, supposed to be family, the Butlers. Shout out to the Butlers down there in San Salvador.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. Well, the Grand Bahama Port Authority celebrating 70 years of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement with a community junkanoo rush last weekend called the City Rush. Hundreds of residents lined the streets of Explorers Way to watch several local junkanoo groups perform. Group Marshal Lorraine Miller telling Our News, the work the port has done over the years is greatly appreciated, and her only request is that there are more rush outs.
It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I think we need to put it on like 3 or 4 times a year.
And a councillor at the Freeport City Council, Jordan Curry, commending the GBPA for curating the ideal event for the occasion.
When you have junkanoo, the Bahamian culture, and the 5 major groups in Grand Bahama, the Platinum Night, the Swingers, the Superstar Rockers, the Classic Dancers, and the new generation, you have to have people, junkanoo brings people together.
Alrighty, well, and before we go, don't forget to stay locked into Our News every week from now until December for your shot at driving away in a brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. It's the ultimate giveaway brought to you by Our News, Alive, and Automall. And you will have even more chances to win with fun trivia and giveaways on our digital platforms. We've got some extra prizes courtesy of Automall and Alive. To learn more, head over to ournews.bs to learn how you can win. Good luck. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.